Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. You know, it tells you a lot about the priorities of our ruling class that the rest of us are getting yet another lecture about January 6th tonight from our moral inferiors, no less. An outbreak of mob violence, a forgettably minor outbreak by recent standards that took place more than a year and a half ago, but they've never stopped talking about it.
So we know definitely that every major network showed the entire primetime hearing last night, except Fox News. Instead, the propaganda mill, it decided to feature Tucker Carlson, throwing a tantrum? So, yeah, awesome. This per the Washington Post. Carlson and his producers plastered hysterical chyrons across the screen for their millions of viewers to see. January 6th committee fuels false narratives as sham investigation drags on. Leaders will spend 90 minutes giving moral lecture. Our leaders are focusing on January 6th while ignoring the real threats. Absolutely, yeah, he had to definitely go there. And as you can imagine, of course, one of the men of the hours from last night, Sean Hannity, he decided to follow in suit. You can check out here of this screenshot of him being Sean Hannity. Yeah, today's hearing, political theater. That's cute. Exactly. But it wasn't just the faces of Fox News, mind you, that engaged in a distraction campaign or attempted distraction campaign last night, because the GOP did much of the same. Again, per the Huffington Post, 10 minutes before the hearings began, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy tweeted about Democrats ignoring America's crime crisis, apparently forgetting that hundreds of January 6 rioters have been charged with crimes related to that day. And along with that, McCarthy shared a crude 2-hour video of graphic violence, spliced with text saying things like, the Democrat Party is for the breakdown of society. Yeah, I really, really appreciate that. It just seems that they are going the distance in order not to be held accountable. And of course, not to be outdone. Well, Congressman Fred Keller from Pennsylvania's 12th district tweeted this. It's fascinating to see Democrats pack into a full committee room, even though many of them used proxy voting as an excuse not to show up to work for the past 2 years. Also, the GOP, directly from their account, tweeted, Joe Biden hasn't had a press interview in 121 days. The House Judiciary GOP still reading off teleprompter? Yeah, because we know that was a relevant part of last night. Let's just pause there for a minute. It's really interesting, all the things people do to deflect from their criming. It's very nice, Brett.
It is amazing. So I did this. I had the split screen going on. I had a deep dive with Jordan Ewell where he was doing live reactions to the hearings. And on the other side, I had Tucker Carlson and then Sean Hannity. And amazingly, if you go back to those screenshots from the beginning, they tried to make it look as boring as possible on Fox News. So graphic 2, you'll see it looks like Thompson and Cheney are just kind of looking off into nothingness, while Tucker Carlson is talking about how much nothingness is going on. During that exact moment when I took that screenshot, Cheney and Thompson are looking at monitors of previously unseen carnage at the Capitol building. They are reverently looking off like, I can't believe this is happening. And everyone else watching any other TV network is watching people threaten to kill the vice president, break windows and say that they are on a tirade to end democracy in America. That's what they're looking at. But if you watch Fox News, it looks like the most boring thing in America. And so Tucker even said he was not going to go to commercial breaks. I'm not going to go to commercial breaks just to show you how much nothing's going on. But there was so much happening. And as much as they launch invective at the January 6th committee for hiring producers to make smart decisions to present things a certain way, these smart producers at Fox News realized they had a two shot of the people presiding over the hearing, and they were going to make them look like idiots. And at the very same time that people like the Tucker are saying, well, they're just doing selective editing and taking things out of context. That's literally, physically, what you've seen them do at the same time. The only other distraction they actually had Michael Tracy on, who used to be a TYT contributor, doing the classic make a point that's not the point move that Tucker Carlson loves so much, where Michael Tracy came on to talk about the nothing that the Democrats are doing in Congress, which is something that TYT covers Very obviously, we talk about it all the time. The only difference is Tucker Carlson has people like Michael Tracy on to say that's the only point. When I would argue that, yes, I can do both, do the rub your chest and pat your head kind of thing. And I can say that two things are important. One, making the economy and the justice system work for all Americans. And two, preserving the mechanisms of democracy, the few ones we have left in a world where the Republicans can lose the popular vote and still get the presidency for the last 20 years, with the exception of a re-election campaign for George Bush during a war.
Oh God, I know that when you're bringing up George Bush, that things have gotten really, really off track. And I agree with you, like it's just absolutely wild, the hypocrisy Fox News is throwing out, and especially during this time. And I love that Carlson didn't go to break, in part because he didn't want people to switch over to another channel during commercials. He wanted to try to hold your attention so that you did not switch over to hear what any of the other networks were saying, which was the same thing in unison, by showing this hearing. Also, it's just it's absolutely true. The fact that they're trying to condemn them for hiring a quote unquote Hollywood producer. It's like, I hired an expert that knows exactly what I'm supposed to do to communicate content in an effective way that will inform and educate people and convey the message in a way that is most, again, effective. So I just really, really hope that people were intelligent enough to watch.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.